Hey peeps, it's Kat. I just dropped Eowyn off at her nursery like 45 minutes ago. I need to go back in 45 minutes. So she's only spending an hour and a half there, but it's an hour and a half there um, where I'm not there. So it's a little bit daunting leaving her that long for like the first time ever because, as you guys may know, like she's never really been without us for any length of time, and even that short an amount of time uh, can be daunting for a toddler, specifically, like obviously, toddlers with additional support needs. As I've said before, obviously, I believe she's autistic, um, given the experience that I have, and at this point, I just think it is essentially jumping through the formal hoops of getting a diagnosis. Now, a lot of professionals ask you when your kid is under assessment, why do you want a diagnosis of autism or ADHD or whatever medical condition it is that you think your child has? They're like, well, why do you want this diagnosis? It's like, it's not that we want it. Nobody wants their child to have a more difficult life than they thought they were going to. Nobody wants their child to suffer in any way. But the issue in our society is such that without a formal diagnosis, despite the fact that provisions and benefits and etc. say that you do not need a formal diagnosis to access support, I have had times in the past, personally myself, where I have applied to access support and been refused because they didn't have a formal diagnosis. Now, obviously, that's not the same experience for everyone, but as someone with, 2.5 autistic kids, that's just my experience, and I am not going to go through life or let my child go through life refuse to have them diagnosed with a medical condition that they clearly evidently have, because if I refuse to have them diagnosed, I am also refusing them access to support that they could have had in the future. I am also refusing them access to benefits that they may need in the future. I am refusing them access to provisions that they could have got, things that could make their life easier. And depending on the level of additional support needs that they have, obviously my oldest and my son is like night and day between the two of them. Izzy is what people would call high functioning, and obviously Nathan is intellectually disabled also. Now, we as parents, we believe that Eowyn is somewhere in the middle between Izzy and Nathan. And as they say, if you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. They are all different. Autism is an umbrella condition. It's an umbrella diagnosis because it encompasses cognitive abilities, physical abilities, social, emotional, all the forms of like speckle: social, physical, emotional, cognitive, and language. It encompasses all of those different, forms of development. And obviously some people can, on one extreme, obviously we've got autistic savants that are, excel in the subject that they are gifted in. And on the opposite end, we obviously have autistics that are very intellectually disabled and need round-the-clock care, one-to-one, etc., etc. It is what it is. And a lot of people don't understand that, yes, there's two extremes, but there's that big, vast bit in the middle as well that, people are still still on, and that is why they call it a spectrum. And I know people don't like to say, oh, they're on the spectrum, or where on the spectrum are they, because it makes them sound like, oh, like they're standing on a bridge or something. Like I do understand that, like as a childhood practitioner, technically the language you have to use when you're working with children with additional support needs is child with insert condition here. Although when it comes to obviously the disabled community and specifically the autism community, most of the time, obviously not 100%, everybody is different, most of the time I have found that autistics prefer to be referred to as autistic person, as opposed to person with autism. So there is obviously that debate there between my professional brain and my, personal brain. That is what it is. So I am going to go to a cafe and get some food because I am hungry, and then I'm going to go back and pick my daughter up for nursery, and hopefully she's had a great day and not shoved anybody down any slides this time. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.